Wonderful, inspirational. I want to water like a penguin. I know there's a lot of content to be thrown at you while you're sitting on your duff. And we think it'd be great if we all have an opportunity to do some meaning making around it.
Yeah.
So why don't we spend a few minutes, look around, find someone who you don't know very well sitting close to you, and introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself, but answer this question. What was the most compelling about the ideas that Alicia shared to you and why? Everybody okay doing that? All right, 5 minutes okay for that? Great. 5 minutes. If you hear my voice, clap once. You hear my voice, clap twice. You hear my voice and you're still talking, please stop.
I like your twist, man. All right, friends, don't leave us yet. Derek and I are going to take you through a few more minutes to help orient us a little further so that you have a smooth experience at the summit. We hope you enjoyed that time to process with a friend, and you should hear Alicia's ideas showing up throughout the next 48 hours. We encourage you to get into dialogue with each other about them at every opportunity. So, now we're going to talk about how this summit's a little different than in the past, right? The first one, it's kind of obvious. This used to be at a big hotel somewhere else, and now it's here on the High Tech High campus. Thank you, High Tech High.
High Tech High! Sarah, I missed the long escalators.
No more escalator lines. Woo, woo. Okay. The second thing is you'll notice that we're a smaller group. Here we are. It's about a third the size of the traditional summit, but that was intentional because we're really thinking intentionally about field building, and we think we have the right people in the room to do that.
That's on you, by the way.
Yeah. Tell them, Derek. Tell them. All right. The next thing is, we've mentioned a couple of times, we hope you've seen our evidence along the way, but more is coming, that we are designed by and for improvement organizations this year. Yay, team.
Yay, team.
Yay, team. But this is still a place for a reunion, as Alicia mentioned, right? This is a place where we get back together, we tell each other our stories, and for welcoming all those people who are here for the first time.
That's right. What drove our work to design this conference was really three main ideas. The first is keeping joy at the center, right? That's why we're banging around a big ball at the start. That's why we're going to have social time at lunchtime to be really in community with one another. That's why you see us up here dancing, and that's why we're in these felt, sexy vests. But toward having goals, we established a set of norms for the time, and we're going to walk you through those. But more important even than those was the idea that stories should undergird what our work together is. And you've seen that already. Mm-hmm. The actual design of the summit itself was centered on really time to talk about and be in community around three different kinds of stories, right? Stories about the methods that get results. Stories about building the field and scaling the efforts related to improvement. And my favorite, stories about impact.
Right on.
Right? Stories that make lives in schools better for kids, families, students, teachers, leaders.
Right on. And thank you, Alicia, for sharing some of those with us today. So let's talk about those norms. We've got 4 of them. The first one is to join us in creating a brave space that's safe for learning and growth. What this means for us is that we're going to celebrate the work, but we're also going to push each other to think about what's the next edge of growth. That means being candid and curious, especially when it's uncomfortable. Right on?
Right on.
Right on. So our presenters have designed their sessions to be this kind of space. But in addition, we've added a new structure called improvement reviews, where some of your colleagues are going to bring their work in progress to the table, like take that vulnerable step. Thank you very much. Evidence point.
More evidence. Our second norm, you've heard us mention it a few times already, but is to treat this space as a welcome and a reunion, right? Not one or the other, but both. You know that 38% of you are new to the summit,
Yes, y'all.
and we love our new people, particularly our new people from South Carolina. Where are y'all?
Oh my God.
Look at that army from South Carolina.
What is wrong with you,
I mean,
Chicago?
what is happening in South Carolina? We need to know. So share with us, right? We've also organized the time in such a way that, this is our 11th summit or 12th, right? People are coming from lots of different places. Folks are coming from lots of different roles. So we structured some time at lunch, set up tables for robust collaboration, for partnering, for having conversations about how you might roll up your sleeves together and accomplish something that you can't accomplish individually. But, of course, some of us want to just sit and have lunch. So there'll be tables for that, too, if you want to just, hunker down, have lunch, maybe do a few emails while you do so.
Yeah, my daughter is good for telling me, Mom, I need to recharge my social battery. Okay, girl. Got it. So we also want you to center your why and bring your joy. Please remember that our young people deserve to be in community with joyful adults. Mm-hmm. Right?
They do.
They need us coming in with that energy. In order to do that, we got to give it to each other. We are how we build that energy together. And as Derek mentioned, I need to say, like in this current context, that we've heard it repeatedly, we need that more than ever in order for us to sustain in the face of what we're experiencing. We started with stories to bring the joy. We have a place to break bread together to share those good stories. And then, my favorite, is that we have advisory. Advisory is a new structure where you get a built-in community, a chance to work together across people with the same role or people who are interested in the same topic, and to really get down and dirty with each other and make those connections.
Maybe not dirty, but it's definitely down.
A little dirty.
Yeah, definitely down.
Okay.
Our last really important norm is about being bold. So as we shared, many of the sessions folks are in process on their work, and they're putting their ideas in their vulnerable state in front of you. And the tendency might be to be more gentle than truthful. We want you to actually be both truthful and bold in your feedback, in your conversations, in your suggestions, in your framing. You'll never know who needs the information and the ideas that you share, right? So don't hold those back. Keep them inside, right? Share them with others. We also are expecting a lot in a session that's so new. And because of that, there's a whole bunch of folks in the room whose job it is to help grease the skids to get us where we need to go, to make sure the conference goes well. And I'm going to introduce many of these folks right now, if that's okay. You've already heard about the core committee. Most of them are sitting here. These are the folks you'll see in these blue vests. Core committee people, make yourselves known wherever you are. Wave and swim and flip.
Yes.
Okay. So if you have questions, things are confusing or a problem, or you're like, hey, it was really dumb to be banging a big ball around at the start of a really professional conference, these are the folks to talk to. Not me on the ball one, but everybody else. Just so you know. Then there's the pit crew, who are the folks who are situated around the room wearing these bright, pink, beautiful t-shirts.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all, pit crew people. Right? These are teachers from High Tech High who are spending their time helping us get where we need to go and orienting to the space that is their space. Keep that in mind, too. And so, lean into their support, ask them questions. Where are things? How you might find them? Where's the bathroom? Bathroom, by the way, is right over in the corner over here. Then there are advisors who are here wearing white colored ribbons. Advisors, where are you? Advisors, wave.
Yes.
So we're going to advisories right after this, and these folks are the folks who are going to take responsibility for facilitating that space and helping you guys hear one another and be in community with one another. So thank them when you see them and appreciate their commitment to sort of helping with each one of these advisory sessions. And there'll be, what, three of them? Three of them over the course of the conference. And lastly, they're the session hosts themselves who are wearing a aqua-colored ribbon. Where are you guys? Wave your hands to aqua-colored ribbon folks.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You brave souls. These are folks who are doing the work, the extra work to help every session go well, right? To make sure there's proper material supports, to make sure people get into the rooms and out of the rooms, and to do whatever they need for the actual folks giving the session to make the session successful. So thank you for all that effort and energy. As you can hear, you have a whole host of different kinds of help to make the conference go well.
Right on. You will have noticed, evidence point, that something like 20% of the room raised their hand at one point or another as Derek was talking, right? So we are doing this together. So quickly, we're going to do a couple logistics and then get the hell out of here. Number one, we've structured the schedule to give you a really powerful learning experience. You will experience workshops, just like in the past, where people are going to share what they've learned from trying some improvement work in their context. You are also going to go to advisory, which we just can't keep telling you about enough. Yeah. But this is a chance to really connect and dig deeper with a smaller group of people to process your learning and to think about what you're willing to commit to for yourself and for the community. We have the improvement reviews, which we mentioned, where people are going to share their work in progress for us to do that pushing that we talked about. And we are going to have a thing called Fireside Chats, where we get... Go see Derek. Where we get to hear people talk, from the people who are closest to implementation. So, in particular, I want to remind you, as I said before, we're on a campus, not in a hotel. There are 3 different buildings that these sessions might be in. So when you look at the schedule and you see the number, make sure you know which building is that room in. We are here. Where the reception is that way. The other 2 buildings are that way. Hopefully this is oriented how I just said it.
Is it purple, pink people? Yes, thank you.
All right, check which building your room is in. Okay.
Farragut is your lifeline, right? So if you're on Farragut heading between things, you're probably heading in somewhat of the right direction.
Right on.
One last note about this newness that we keep telling you about. So some of these structures aren't going to work for some people. That's just the way of improvement, right? Some of them are new. Some things will go wrong. Many of the pieces are probably incorrect. So know that we're in kind of the spirit of collaborative together and designing it and creating it together. So be transparent about what works for you and what doesn't, right? Including sitting for 40 minutes, listening to people babble. Maybe that doesn't work for you, right? Not that kind of learner. Be in the evaluation that we'll do together or in your conversations with folks in the room, speak those truths, right? Also, though, know because so much is new, there's a tendency to need you all to extend a little bit of grace to things. We're in a new space. Moving around it's going to be clunky, and we're in someone's home, right? Literally, this is a gym for an actual elementary school. And so for me, it's exciting because the very people we committed to do this work for spend their time in the place where we currently are. So it's really inspirational. But it's not your conference that we've done in the past where there's a whole host of folks whose responsibility is to feed you, to move you around, and to sort of have everything locked completely down.
Right on. Thank you, pit crew.
Yeah.
All right. So last couple things. In the past, if you've been before, you whatever the math is, 62% of you You probably were like, which conference shall I go to? There are so many to choose from. I think this one, but I have these 3 backups. And I walk over here and like, ooh, that one looks like not too many people are in there. So I'm gonna go over here. Ooh, there's a lot of people in here. Yep, this one looks good. Let me go in. And oh, all the seats are taken. I'm just gonna slide right in the back and see if somebody will move. This isn't that. So the thing is, these are classrooms. The size is finite, right? We don't have chairs in the hallway to bring in. And so your booking of a session in the app is really important, please, so that the people who are leading sessions can plan for it. There is also limited space. X number of people are allowed in, period. So, item number 1, if you have not signed up for a session, what in the world is taking you so long? Would you please make sure that tonight, before you go to bed, click your stuff, okay? Click your stuff. Go ahead.
If you have signed up for a session and you've been waitlisted for it, do yourself a favor and find something else that is really interesting to you. Unclick yourself from the one that's waitlisted and get yourself an actual seat in another session. Please don't do what I like to do, which is sort of, wait outside a session until someone leaves to go to the bathroom and slip in and take their seat and just pretend I was there the whole time. Don't do that. That'll cause problems in this particular context. In addition, if you need a little bit of help getting around to the block away to these other rooms, there is opportunity to go via these cool carts you might have passed on the way in. So if you need that kind of support, please raise your hand or speak to some of the folks in the pink. Raise your hands, pink people, one more time, so folks know you're there. Our pit crew, where are you? Pit crew?
All the buildings,
right.
There's a help desk they can help.
Great. So ask for that help if you need it. Right.
All right. So last 2 things. Number 1, there's a reception tonight. Yes. And it's that way. Really close though. So please, after advisory, if you would make your way to the reception, we'd love to socialize with you. We'll be waiting for you in our blue vests. Right. Okay?
And you probably already know this because there are signs all over the place about it. What are you wearing on Tuesday?
Our t-shirts.
Your t-shirts. So it's T-shirt Tuesday. Now, if you're like me and you have a bunch of friends who always mess with you on April 1st, and I swear to you, somebody gets me every year. This is not an April Fool's thing. It is literally T-shirt Tuesday. So trust us, wear your t-shirts on Tuesday.
Do it!
So we'll all be in community dressed together like the little penguins we heard about.
That's right. All right. So right now, that is wrong. We are gonna arrive at advisory at 3:45, and we've given you some lovely walking music to get you there. Thank you so much for your attention and time.
Thanks for having me.
Summit.
Really great to see you. Great to have you here. Make your way.